My peoples, this that behind the scenes footage exclusively for Box Center 2.0. In about an hour, Boxing for Breakfast is gonna kick off. So, just showing you guys, this is my preparation before the show gets started. Hanging out with you guys get to see. So, let me just do a few sit-ups, a few push-ups, a few things to get the blood flowing, get ready for the show. That's how we get the day started, my peoples. My peoples, salute to everybody tuning in, Box Center 2.0. This is the behind the scenes. Boxing for Breakfast is gonna kick off in about an hour. So this shows you guys my routine before the show kicks off right here. Salute, good morning, y'all. Yes, sir. peoples, we ain't out here trying to get diesel or nothing like that. Just trying to get that blood flowing. That's all it is. I should start some workout video or some morning routine type shit for us old folk. Go. Then crit walk. I don't know how to crit walk, bro. I'm gonna make a fool out of myself trying to crit walk. Peoples, if you're in your 40s, I suggest you take a little time to do something for your body. Because if you don't, you're going to be cooked down the line. So, by the way, today's show kicks off in 45 minutes, something like that. And we're going to start off with Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith. That's going to be a heck of a fight. We're going to be seeing some fireworks, my peoples. I'm gonna start my own morning workout show. So I will be talking about Dalton Smith, Suriel Matias to kick off today's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. It's gonna be a good show because obviously the type of fighters that we're gonna be talking about and what they're both able to do in the ring. It's hard to talk to y'all while doing these reps because then you lose count. And I'm not trying to do any extras. I'm not trying to do more than what I'm supposed to because I lost count. Well, set number 2, my peoples. Here it is. All right, there's set number 2, ladies and gentlemen. And what I'm doing is 4 sets. What? 20 minutes? No big deal, my people. You can take a little 15, 20 minutes in the morning for yourself. I'm gonna help you out. Jelly. Ready, my guy. Salute, family. This is the behind the scenes for today's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Just letting people know what I do, showing you guys what I do before the show. Try to take care of me, right? So I already did 2 sets. I got 2 more to go. Probably do the whole thing in 20, 25 minutes. That's my routine. Peoples, let me know who y'all got. Suriel Matias or Dalton Smith. That's gonna be a good fight, y'all. These things right here, my peoples, 5 pounds. It's not even heavy. 5 pounds each. And I get it going with this. Easy work. Side in the building. Salute my brother Pam. Micah, hola, saludos. Admiring Earth. Okay, now I see you a dummy. I don't got time to respond for dummies. My peoples, there you go. I got 1 set to go after this one last leg thing. And that's it, man. 20 minutes in the morning to spend with myself before doing the show. That's why I see when we kick off boxing for breakfast, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Those sit-ups is in, those push-ups is in, those squats, everything is in. I'm ready. Yeah, my people. So let me finish off this set so we can start this boxing for breakfast later on, man. And maybe I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should start off a workout show in the morning before the show to motivate people to get in shape. You never know. Sad, my wrench gone, Jay Smith. Now you remember this is Boxing 2.0. I don't even know. Are there wrenches out here? I got you. I got you, family. But let me finish this set, man. I'm almost done, my people. Almost done. My legs is killing me. Yo, my legs is cold. Finished. One more set. One more set, we done. You know we're gonna get this work, Si. George Benitez, salute my brother. That's it. We done with the sit-ups. This is the last set. Early in the morning, my peoples. What a way to start off the day. You never know, I might get some of y'all motivated. peoples. We almost done. Sack, the best way to start the day. That's right, my brother. Best way to start the day. I have to agree with you. It's not just what it does for your body physically, but what it does for you mentally. You feel sharp, you feel strong, you feel confident, you feel like you're ready to handle your business. So even your mindset is different. Whoa. My peoples, there you have it. That was my morning routine, and it didn't even take that long. 4 sets, a little bit for the shoulders, a little bit for the arms, a little bit for the abs, and a little bit for the legs. 20 minutes, and I'm good to go. So, I'm gonna take a shower, prepare to do the show. Look, Boxing for Breakfast kicks off in 40 minutes. So obviously that's the time that I have to get prepared before kicking off the show for you guys. But this also shows you that sometimes my routine goes a little bit longer, so I might start the show a little bit later. It might not kick off at exactly 7:30. That's why, because I gotta get this work in. I gotta get my body right. I gotta get my mind right. I gotta be sharp for you guys to give you that healthy dosage of sweet science, right? That's what you want. I can't be on the show all out of shape, all breathing heavy, all tired and shit, right? I gotta give it to you guys. So, still breathing heavy from this little workout. Feeling good, feeling positive. I'm gonna go get ready. Let me set up a little bit over here. And you guys stay on, man. Y'all got the behind the scenes footage. You guys get to see the whole shebang. There we go. Workout routine with Jay Smith. Volume 1. Set up shop, making sure I got everything ready for y'all. By the way, my peoples, man, you've been following me, y'all know, but I've been having phone issues, struggling with the phone. Finally got another phone. So that's why the audio is good. You're gonna see the mic and all of that having issues. We're getting ready, my people. Boxing for breakfast this morning, like I told ya. It's gonna, what's my other phone? Like I told ya, it's gonna be about, you know, Sabria Matias, Dalton Smith, and what is this fight really gonna look like? What can we expect? We're gonna be talking about it, y'all. John Paramus in the building. The general, salute. Yo, John, you missed out, man. I was giving the peoples the workout routine with Jay Smith. I'm thinking about starting a workout routine for 40 and above. Light work for the people to stay in shape, y'all. But in this behind the scenes, what I wanted to show you guys is basically what I do before the show, how I prepare. And this is something that I'm gonna make more constant. You guys will see more of this on Box Center 2.0, where I get to go behind the scenes of whatever it is that I'm going to do, whatever preparations. Box Center 2.0 is going to give you a little bit more that you're not going to see on Box Center with Jay Smith. So stay tuned, my peoples. I just finished my workout routine. I gotta go take a shower. I gotta go get ready. But the behind the scenes is gonna stay live, my peoples. That way, when I come through to set up and kick off boxing for breakfast, you guys are gonna see it, man. See y'all in a minute. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Check it, man. We about to kick off this show. My people's on Box Center 2.0, man. Appreciate y'all dropping in. Y'all getting this behind the scenes footage. You see it, man. We about to go in. About to do this intro. But let me make sure I have the proper hydration before we kick this show off, my people. You know you gotta be well hydrated. Here we go, my people. We're gonna go to work, man. My peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know how we do it, my peoples. We talking boxing. Subriel Matias, Dalton Smith is going down. It's going down. We're going to be making some predictions today. We're going to be analyzing these two fighters. We're going to see what they bring to the table and how we think this fight is going to play out. I'll be the first to tell you, man. I'm going to be the first to tell you. Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith is going to be an explosive showdown. Let me just say that. Salute to everybody tuning in on Box Center 2.0. Behind the scenes, y'all see what we do to get the flow going before the show starts. Salute to everybody tuning in on Box Center with Jay Smith, Sad, Toy Mafia in the building, John Parham, hollering at us on Box Center 2.0. Fellas, what's up with it? What do you guys think about this fight? I gotta tell you. I have not been able to make a prediction because this is a tough prediction to make. Let's just face it. We know what Subriel Matias brings to the table. He's already a two-time world champion. And Dalton Smith hasn't been on that stage yet, but he has shown to have that type of talent. So, what can we expect when these two collide? Side, I can't make a prediction. Never seen Dalton fight. I hope Dalton win though. Why? Why do you never seen him fight, but you hope he wins? Why? So here's what I'm gonna say. I'll start off with Subriel Matias. He's been a world champion multiple times. He's a reigning champion right now. been on that big stage, and he's a devastating knockout puncher. We know he likes to apply pressure. Subriel's, I would say, kink in the armor is the defense. He takes a lot of punishment. So en route to a W, he'll get hit a lot. And there's been fights where he seemed to have been getting beat before he got the stoppage. So he relied on that knockout power to win some fights. But nevertheless, Subriel is a reigning world champion right now. Sai, I hope Subriel is a drug cheat who killed a man. Whoa. Going hard like that, Subriel Matias. Remember, he unpopped dirty. Wes Dustin, brother Jay Smith, good morning, sir. And good morning, chat. Salute, my brother. Appreciate it. Always good to have you. Always good to have great people on. Because I know you always got good stuff to say. You always know what to say about boxing. You're not coming in here with goofballery. So salute to Wes Dustin. So as far as Subriel Matias being a drug cheat, I know a lot of fans are going to say that. They say that he isn't. My people's on Boxing 2.0. What do you guys think? Is Subriel Matias a drug cheat? I'm going to tell you what. They say that he is. He unpopped. So, look, it's so complicated once somebody tests positive to explain it. You know, the levels of the system, was it the right, the wrong amount? So I understand where you're coming from, son. I don't want to call him a drug cheat, straight up, because they say he was vindicated. So I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. But I can't say that he's a cheat. But I think, and you're saying it right there too, sorry. He's a good fighter though. Subriel Matias can fight. He can fight. He got power. And he's just dangerous. Everybody don't want to get in the ring with Subriel. That's known. He's known to have been dunked. Frank, salute. Bam. Subriel Matias, my peoples, is known to have been a fighter people don't want to face. So WBC gave him a pass, but we know how they get down. Oh, we know the WBC is down with the goofballery. We know Mauricio Sulaiman is a goofball. But, again, you know, they're saying he didn't cheat. I'll go with that. Because the thing is, man, it's hard for me to come up with something that I just think and put it out there as a fact. It's hard, but it is what it is. Right now, Subriel Matias is a defending world champion, and he's going to be facing a very, very tough opponent in Dalton Smith. Toy Mafia, salute my brother, bam, my people. You already know in 2026, we're not down with the ghost watch and hit that like button. Pop, pop, double tap that screen. 2026, this is it right here. We getting it. Stop playing with me. Now, I was talking about Subriel Matias and everything that he brings to the table. Dalton Smith, my peoples, I know that some of you haven't seen him fight. I can tell you right now, the guy can fight. He even has the ability to outbox Subriel. He can box. And this dude, because that's the thing about Subriel Matias, he has one gear. That's it. He's gonna go forward and apply pressure. That's what he got. That's what he does. Dalton Smith can do it both ways. He can fight going forward, and he can use that footwork and beat you like that. So I can tell you right now, Dalton Smith is definitely more versatile than Subriel Matias. But the magic question becomes, can he handle the pressure that Subriel is going to bring? That's the magic question right there. Because Dalton's had no. So how is he gonna react? You're gonna see, and remember that I'm telling you this right now. I'm not making a prediction just yet, but just remember I said this. Dalton Smith is a good counter puncher, and you're gonna see that in play versus Subriel Matias. And again, the constant pressure that you see from Subriel, is he going to be able to handle it? That's the thing. Is he going to be able to handle it? Northside, he's not better than Bud. I mean, it's not the same weight class, bro. But Crawford retired as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So nobody better than Bud. This is going to be a good fight, my people. This is going to be a real competitive fight. Nobody's getting washed, cooked, beat up. Well, somebody could get beat up in this fight, ultimately. Somebody could get broken down and beat up. But I guarantee you this is going to be explosive from early on. This is not going to be one of those fights where, they study each other, they're taking their time to figure each other out. No. I promise you, you're going to see some bombs in round number 1. Round number 1. You're going to see Subriel trying to put hands on. Hard body. And Dalton Smith is the type of fighter who retaliates. That's the one thing you'll notice. Some fighters, when they get hit with a hard shot, they get on that footwork real quick. Oh shit. Damn, he hit hard. This time, go. And you see the punch output go down right away. But some fighters, when you hit them, they let them hands fly right back at you. Simple as that. And I'm going to give you an example. Amanda Serrano. She fought this young lady, Reina Taylor. Which, let me show the lady some love real quick. Let me show the lady some love. I gotta do it. I want you guys to think about that fight. For those of you who watched it, I don't know if there's any golf balls talking about, man, who watch women's boxing because it's boring. Did you see Amanda Serrano versus Reina Taylor? Frontline, salute my brother. Bam! So, Reina Taylor is only 22 years old, never been on the big stage, and it's on 2 weeks' notice. 13 professional fights. I fell into the narrative. I'm like, oh man, this girl's gonna get pummeled. She's gonna get beat up. And guess what? She put all type of hands and feet on one of the greatest female fighters of all time, in Amanda Serrano. So Reina Taylor's lost the fight. But stop going like that. Skyrocketed. Things be that way. Things be that way. But you have to respect Amanda Serrano, because when Reina Taylor was landing those bombs, pop, 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 Amanda Serrano kept coming right back and kept punching, never slowed down. Look at the way that Amanda Serrano ended the fight. Rey Nartez kept catching her with that left hook. Pop, pop, pop. Now try to ask yourself, try to think about that. What if, just what if, Rey Nartez had a full training camp? Not 2 weeks. What if she had a full training camp for this fight? Would it have played out differently? Because they went to war. On 2 weeks' notice, that's what she brought to the table. I wonder how it would have played out if she had a full training camp. That's just me. Frontline. Yo, I said it. Tez had a full camp. Who knows the outcome? And I love my Puerto Rican fighters. Listen, bro. Rey Nartez showed out in a loss. It doesn't happen often. So sometimes you lose and you lost, that's it. You lost. But sometimes you lose and your stock still goes up. Rey Nartez stock skyrocketed off of that performance. Because just look at all those factors. She was supposed to get pummeled. She was supposed to get beat up. That's what was supposed to happen. That's what I thought was going to happen. Rey Nartez had me feeling like a goofball. Goofball, I tell you. Putting all type of hands on Amanda Serrano. So all I'm telling y'all is that Rey Nartez is going to be disruptive in women's boxing. Keep an eye on her. She'll problem. She'll problem. I know I don't be lying to you. Never. No cap. So we're going to get this Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith fight. So we had last Saturday, Rey Nartez and Amanda Serrano go to war. Rey Nartez lost, but stopped. Serrano, one of the best, defended her titles. Great fight. They went to war. Serrano always represented for Puerto Rico. Now we got Subriel Matias. He got to step up to the plate now and do what he got to do. Frontline. I became a fan of Tez after this fight. Think about it. If you're a true boxing fan, how could you not become a fan of that girl? We literally didn't know her. We didn't know her. Most of us didn't know her. She's supposed to get beat up. 2 weeks notice, 22 years old, 13 fights, you're supposed to get beat up. She didn't stick with the script. She wasn't trying to have it. So, hit the like button, people. Come on, man. 30 minutes, not even 10 likes. Not even 10 likes in 30 minutes after giving you this healthy dosage of sweet science. Stop playing with me. And let's make these predictions. Even if you're ghost watching, let's make these predictions, my people. Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith. Who do you have winning that fight? My people's on Box Center 2.0. Don't think that you're going to find your way out of this prediction. Who do you have? Subriel Matias or Dalton Smith putting off the upset? Who you guys got? Don't try to dump that prediction. Frontline. Matias. No Matias. Round 10. He's going to make Dalton pay for everything he's been through with the allegations. Dalton Smith is going to pay for that? He's going to be the scapegoat and take the beating for all the old man. He's going to be the one to take it? Wally Ahmad. Jay, what's up, bro? Boxing for breakfast. Let's go. Salute, my brother. You know, bam, I'm always happy to have you in the building. Always feeding good, positive vibes and talking boxing. Appreciate you dropping in, my G. Check it. Dalton Smith, Subriel Matias is going down. And obviously, Subriel is the favorite. But I'm telling people, Dalton Smith can fight. I promise you, he can fight, my people. Don't get it twisted now. Ojo Wadure. Matias had to defend, but he relentless coming forward. And I have to take Matias for the win. Wes doesn't. I don't know enough about the challenger to call this one. I have to go with the Jay Smith prediction on this one. Appreciate it, my brother. But I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't even been able to make it. Yo, this is a tough prediction to make, man. And I'm going to tell you what. Dalton Smith, he has the tools and resources to win this fight. And I say that because he has very good footwork. He can win going forward, applying pressure, or he can use that forward and beat you using that lateral movement and that jab and box you. He can do both. Subriel Matias is very one-sided. You guys know that he's going to go forward, apply pressure, let the hands fly. But he's also very irresponsible with the defense. He takes a lot of punishment. And that process, going in and applying his pressure, he takes a lot of shots. In fact, he's won fights by knockout that he was getting outboxed and he was taking punishment. So the real question to me becomes, can Dalton Smith handle the pressure that Subriel Matias is going to apply? That's going to be a factor. I know that Dalton is a very good counterpuncher. You can expect him to catch Subriel with some of those good counter shots. But when a fighter constantly applies pressure that could wear on him. And Dalton never faced a fighter like that. That's going to go forward, have that power, and continuously keep trying to, put you out. It's tough. Facing an opponent like that, it's tough, my people. Wes Dustin, are you saying we have a good matchup? Okay, my brother, we have a great matchup. Matter of fact, and I said this earlier on the behind the scenes on Box Center 2.0, a fight is gonna break out in the first round. First round. You know why? Because it's not gonna take long for Subriel to unload some bomb. Try to catch him with big shots. Might miss, might catch some. And Dalton is the type of fighter that always retaliates. He's not gonna take a big shot, boom, and go into his footwork and go into all this movement. If Subriel go hard on him, you're gonna respond, and you're gonna see them unloading in the first round. With bad intentions. Wally Ahmad. Hey Jay, since Keyshawn didn't make weight, who do you want to see Santos fight next? I guess you didn't know this. Edwin De Los Santos fought here in the Dominican Republic like 2 weeks ago. And he won by knockout in the first round. It was like a tune-up type of fight, right? Knockout first round, easy work. Let's see what's next. Because Edwin De Los Santos is an elite level fighter, but in activity, you know that it's a boxer's enemy. So hopefully, he got a tune-up in. Hopefully, they can keep him active in 2026. Donald Berry. Jay, what up, my brother? What do we have coming up soon that's going to be a big fight? Bro, this one right here is Subriel Matias Dalton Smith. This is gonna be a heck of a fight, bro. I mean, not as big, because, superstar power is not gonna be a Canelo level type of fight. But, bro, I'm telling you, this is gonna turn into a slugfest. It's gonna be one of those fights that you're gonna see fireworks, you're gonna see them going back and forth, you're gonna see Subriel winning rounds, Dalton winning rounds. And I've been telling people, a fight is gonna break out early. I told you this. It's not gonna be much of a filling out process where we, a lot of jabbing and just moving and waiting and feigning. You're gonna see some fireworks early. Boom! Boom! It's gonna be explosive. While it seems like people avoid Santos. Look, if you think about it, De Los Santos is one of those fighters that we use that phrase for. High risk, low reward. Like, damn, I fight this guy and I lose, close. And if I beat him, they're not going to give me credit. So it's tough for him to get those fights. And plus, I don't know, it seems like he's been having, or has had, management or promotional company, or whatever it is, because, usually when the fighters having issues with their guy, inactivity is part of it, because they can't agree on stuff. So let's see, hopefully Edgar De Los Santos gets to be active for 2026. Side. I want to see Mason versus DLS. Damn, bro, who's DLS again? Cruz, Muay winner. Ooh, see? Cruz and Muay, that's going to be a heck of a fight. By the way, let me just say, the month of January is absolutely stacked. It's crazy. 777 Chingón, Donald J. Trump versus Maduro. Winner keeps Venezuela. Real talk. You're wild for that. Side De Los Santos. 777 Chingón. Make the fight happen. Oh damn, I thought you were joking. You for real. You want to really see them handle it like gentlemen? Listen, don't doubt the prediction. Who do you have? Subriel Matias or Dalton Smith? What I'm telling you is that it's going to be a competitive fight. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody getting washed. You can forget about that. Nobody getting washed. I understand you maybe you don't know Dalton Smith, maybe you never seen him fight. But I'm telling you right now, he's not getting washed. Not making a prediction just yet. I don't know who's gonna win. But before Saturday, I will know who's gonna win, and I'm gonna tell you on Boxing 2.0. So make sure you subscribe. And come on, my people, not even 10 likes and 40 minutes of action. Y'all gotta stop the ghost watching. 2026, we not ghost watching Jay Smith no more. We double tapping that screen. Wes Dustin. Dalton looks like he got Cambosis energy. Whoa. That's an interesting comparison. That's an interesting comparison. There are some similarities there now that I think about it. Sorry, that's foul, Wes does it. Now listen, man. Dalton Smith, he can fight. He can fight. When I watch him, and I see from the technical aspect, I put it to you guys like this. I can see Dalton Smith outboxing Subriel Matias. I can see that happening. Now, again, it's going to go back to how is he going to handle the pressure that will be applied. Early, you're going to see it. That's why I told you guys that a fight is going to break out in round number one. So really going to apply pressure early on, and Dalton Smith is going to return fire. Salute to Kambosos. He a warrior, never ducked no one. Kambosos is a warrior, and he down for that action. And he, the fight that he lost, if you look at Devin Haney, he lost twice. And in the last fight that he lost, all of those fights, he was throwing hands. Obviously, he was in there with better fighters who outboxed him, but he was out there to fight every single time out. You gotta respect that. Wes Dustin, he tried to duck Haney. Haney forced his hand. I don't think that he tried to duck. I think that he put himself in a position where he was going to be the A side and make A side money and have both sides in his country. Like, he put himself in a position where if you want this fight, you're going to have to give me all of this. And they gave it to him. So I don't think is that he ducked. I think he had the opportunity of a lifetime and he took it. He took advantage of it. Because if you think about it, if Kambosos would have been some humble, average Joe, Devin Haney could have told him, yo, I'm going to give you an opportunity to fight the dream in Madison Square Garden. And your face going to be on the Jumbotron in Times Square. And he would have took it. And would have made not even close the money that he got, not even got a rematch, nothing. Kambosos knew this guy's gonna beat me. I'm not gonna beat this guy, but I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get the bag. I'm gonna get the bag twice. I'm gonna be the A side twice, and they're gonna have to give me everything I want to get this fight. So, in reality, if you think about it, it's good business practice what he did. He secured the bag for himself. Because he knows what's coming. If you're a fighter, you're a champion, and you know that thing is about to get took, get as much money as you can for that. Northside. Trump not playing no games. Side. Haney took the short straw and came out on top. I mean, that's how you have to do it. But here's the interesting thing. I see people making the comparison where they say, well, Shakur should have took the fight because David took it. Shakur should have took it. David took it. And they don't even realize it's a horrible comparison. What makes it a horrible comparison? Devin Haney had to accept the terms that Kambosos had. Why? Because they were champions in different divisions and different sanctioning bodies. Not division. So to clear that up, if we're champions in different sanctioning bodies, we'll never beat each other's mandatories. Kambosos would never have had to fight Devin Haney, ever. That's why my people's earlier I say he didn't really force the hand. No hand was forced. Devin Haney could not force Kambosos' hand. He had to comply to his every single demand. if he wanted to become undisputed and fight Kambosos. That's where Kambosos became the A-side. He knew it. You want to become undisputed, the only way that you could do it is fighting me. And I don't gotta fight you. If you're, and I'm just gonna use two belts to make it a more simple example, right? If you're the WBC champion and I'm the WBA champion, I'll never be your mandatory and you never be my mandatory. So you cannot compare that to Shakur Stevenson not taking the offer for Dalheen because Shakur was the mandatory. You see the difference? If Dalheen, if Kambosos would have said, I'm not fighting you, Devin, nothing would have happened. He would have kept all his titles anyways. But when Devin said, I'm not fighting you, Shakur, he lost his title. You see the difference? So Kambosos didn't have to fight Devin. They had to give him everything that he wanted. They had to give him the A-side money. They had to give him the rematch clause. They had to give him both fights in his country. They had to give him everything for him to sign that contract. But Shakur didn't have to give Devin shit. He was the mandatory. If you want to keep that title, you're going to have to fight me, brother. Devin chose not to keep it. Come on now. Chose not to keep it. Axel, thoughts on Usyk? I gotta tell you, Usyk is probably the best heavyweight of this generation. There's a very good argument to it. We have to take into account the fact that Usyk was the cruiserweight champion of the world. And after being the cruiserweight champion of the world, became the heavyweight champion of the world. Became the undisputed at cruiserweight and heavyweight champion of the world. Two-time undisputed now at heavyweight. So it's tough, very tough to put any heavyweight of this entire era above Alexander Usyk. Yeah, I think it's almost impossible. Wes Dawson, Usyk Wilder would be interesting. For how long it will last. So I gotta say, man, I'm not the most excited about that fight because it comes across as meaningless. Like, I guess Usyk made some type of statement like his legacy's built and he's gonna do what he wanna do or whatever. But, you know, Wilder hasn't been a champion in such a long time. He hasn't had a significant win in I don't know how long. It's like, damn, you're the best. Top two, probably right now, number one or number two. It's him and you know it, right? Top two pound for pound in the world. And you're going to fight Deontay Wilder like that. Doesn't really make sense to me. But we're going to watch. Deontay Wilder is a star, a bona fide star. You know, former heavyweight champion of the world. One of the hardest punches in the game. So you're always going to have that. You land that big shot, when you take them out. You're always going to have that thought, that consideration. Wes does it. I just like Wilder fight, honestly. I mean, I enjoy watching him fight, but obviously not as much as I did before. Because Wilder, now as he has gotten older, his punch output has gone down. He's not as aggressive. He doesn't apply as much pressure. He stands around a lot more. So it's just not the same. I think when you say that to me, I think about the old Wilder that would letting him hands fly, going for like just going berserk on his opponents. I don't think we've seen that Wilder in a long time. Sad. Usyk just wants that big heavyweight name on his resume. Fury, AJ, and Wilder. Yeah, but like, I don't know if it's about the name because it's like I said, Wilder is pretty much irrelevant right now. He's relevant because of his fame, but as far as in the standings, he's irrelevant right now. Sad, the Fury Wilder wars took a lot out of both men. Now it's tough, man. Those were some very tough fights, and they both took some nasty punishment. Wilder took a lot more though. The Hydra Prime. I don't see that one interesting at all. Wilder since 2020 has had 6 fights. In those 6, he has 4 losses, 3 by KO, only 2 wins, both against bummers. That's Wilder in the last 6 years. Makes no sense. And I can tell you that I would not have expected Deontay Wilder to be Alexander Usyk's next opponent, but it looks like that's what's gonna happen. Wes Dustin, you saying Wilder is shooting 3-pointers now, Jay? That's it, he's shooting fadeaways. You see him on the 3-point line and shit. And you see he's staying outside the paint. He ain't even trying to get close to the paint. That's how it go down. Axel Leather. Y'all remember the fight between Lamar Roach versus Tank Davis? That's crazy draw. Of course that's a crazy draw, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. My peoples, I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Y'all know what it is. We still talking boxing, and we gotta make these predictions, man. Dalton Smith versus Subriel Matias. Come on, man. Who you guys got winning this fight? I'll be with you shortly. This episode of Boxing for Breakfast is still going down. And hit that like button and stop the post watching. We almost going on an hour. This is the first commercial break. Almost an hour, my peoples. Not even 20 likes. It's 2026, man. Let's start hitting that like button, y'all. Real talk now. Like. See you guys in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna bring you something. My people, we back in the building. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Hit that like button, stop playing games. Wes Dustin, Roach dropped his top, fighting to a draw with Pitbull Cruz. I mean, that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight. My people, by the way, I know this is Boxing for Breakfast. I'm having a little shut and eat right now. Enjoy your breakfast. If that's what you want right now too. You on your way to work, drive safe, take your time, and enjoy the show. The 100 grand. I can see that one happening at Tank. A lot of money involved. I don't see no possibility of that fight happening. Manny Pacquiao for Mario Barrios in the welterweight division. He's not gonna get it in no time. That's not real. I mean, it could happen. That's a lot of money. You never know, but I don't see it. I don't think Pacquiao is gonna put himself in the line of danger like that. At his age, nearly 50 years old. At some point, there was rumors that Hydro Grind, that Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather was going to do that rematch, but I don't know what's going on with that at all. The Hydro Grind, who you got winning this fight, by the way? I hope you're not dunking this prediction. Wes Dawson. What happened with the Mayweather-Jones fight? I don't like it, but I heard it was happening. I seen a post saying that it was happening, that they were doing an exhibition, but I haven't really heard much about it since. Wes Dawson, or it was Mike Tyson. I don't know. I heard Floyd was going to get in there with Mike, with Roy Jones, or rematch with Pac-Man. I've been hearing Floyd named a lot of people, but I don't really see anything happening, so I don't know what he's going to do. The Hydro Grind. I want Suriel to win, but Smith has a similar style to Power, who whooped Matias. Somebody said that they getting that Cambosis energy. That they getting that Cambosis energy from Dalton Smith. And man, don't disrespect George Cambosis like that, bro. He could fight. He lost to great fighters. It's not that he lost to bums. Wes Dawson. Okay, back to the real boxing. Who do you think wins between Mason and Kid Austin? Woo. Abdullah Mason whooping. They fight. Supposedly, Kid Austin and his pops are interested in that fight. I don't know if they really are. I don't know if it's cap. Sensei, Suriel's a hot job. Nothing special about Suriel. He's a reigning world champion. Let's see if Dalton Smith can beat him. Side, I think Mason pieces Kid Austin up. Don't put the beats on. Of course, Floyd Scofield can make an interesting fight. And he can have his moments. But ultimately, the better fighter is going to win. That's what usually happens. And that's what will happen in that fight. The Cliff Jones Pianos studio. Mason steps all overdue. Yeah, Abdullah Mason will put the beats on him if they fight. Because I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure if Floyd Scofield want to make that fight. The Hydro Grind. Gotta go with Kid Austin. You know, you could go with Kid Austin, but just don't put money on him in that fight. Don't do it to yourself. Wes Dawson. Austin is a strange wild card. See, the thing is, number one, he can fight. Number two, he got power. And number three, he got skills. But Abdullah Mason has more of everything except power. Power, I think, they right there, or maybe Floyd Scofield hit a little bit harder, but everything else, footwork, technique, mechanics, Abdullah got it. And that's what's gonna dictate the outcome of the fight. Side, there's sparring footage of him. Mason was working him. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to look it up. I haven't seen it. Side, Kid Austin reminds me of a Sean Porter type fighter. He'll bum rush you. He is kind of Sean Porter-ish. The way that he, he's applying pressure. But we know that Kid Austin is a very athletic fighter, quick hands, hard puncher. So obviously he's gonna be a threat. He's gonna be a threat. Not like Abdullah could just take him lightly. No, you gotta break his A game. But he beats him. Side can be dangerous and early doors for Mason if he ain't on his P's and Q's. I don't think that they will underestimate him. I think that they will go in there and be ready for what he brings to the table. Abdullah Mason is a very disciplined fighter, y'all. Sensei, Abdullah been dropped before. Can't say the same about Kid Austin. Wes Dustin, oh snap, Jake Smith. You got coffee mugs now. Well, this is my personal one, but soon when the merch comes out, you guys will be able to get that. The box hunter joint with your boxing gloves. Gotta have the boxing gloves or it's not legit. Side, I don't think Kid has been past 8 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if he has. But we see Floyd Scofield, he can fight, he got power. Abdullah Mason is already a world champion and has faced, some shit. Look, Sam Rhodes, I promise you guys, will become a world champion. Sam Rhodes will become a world champion. The kid that Abdullah Mason beat. Sensei, Kid Austin destroyed Farmer, first round. Farmer washed, bro. Washed. Cooked. You can't name the last time that Farmer got a good win. You will have to Google it. Sensei, I promise you, you will have to Google it to say when's the last time Farmer got a good win. What year? Who? So, I don't know. You want to make it impressive, but it's not. You didn't become a world champion by beating a 50-year-old Farmer. Wes Dustin. That's what brought his stock up for me, Sensei. And I don't want to diminish that win. That's a good win. That's a good win, but look at the stage of his career that Farmer is in. When's the last time? Like I said, it takes a long time for people to respond because they have to Google. Oh shit, let me Google Farmer box, right? And figure out when he had a good win. Now recently, Farmer been getting beat up in the last leg of his career. They ain't getting beat up. I'm sorry to say it. The Hydro Grind destroyed, pulverized. And by the way, I predicted a knockout, but I didn't not first round. It was going to be like a mid-round. But that's what you could see. Floyd was the favorite to win the fight, and I predicted a mid-round knockout. Did it in the first. Wes Dustin. Well, on the Hydro Grind, he has a lot of power. He does. You got power. He can get you out of it. The thing is, there's fighters out there who they're going to take your best shot. Your power's not going to bail you out of every fight. Example, Look at Tank Davis. Did his power bail him out of the pit bull fight? No, he had to beat him on the corners. He had to go the distance to win that fight. Power didn't get him out of it. Did his power get him the win over Lamont Roach? Nope. Got it with the draw. So when you're a power puncher, yes, there's going to be people that you're going to get him out of it. But there's also going to be folks who you're going to have to fight him for 12 rounds, so you're going to have to beat him on cards. Sensei, Schofield Sr. said he wants $10 million. They ready for Abdullah Smoke. Bro, don't you know that $10 million is the mythical figure of I don't want to fight you? You don't remember when Keith Thurman said he wanted $10 million to fight Crawford, and Danny said he wanted $10 million to fight Crawford. $10 million means we don't want to fight you. Floyd Schofield never seen $2 million in his life. He never seen $2 million in his life. How the hell he came out with $10 million, Sensei? Tell me that shit. How he figured $10 million was the number? That right there tells you we don't want to fight, bro. $10 million, that's like when Canelo was asking $100 million and $200 million to fight. No, that's when Canelo said he wanted $200 million to fight Benavidez. He knew he wasn't gonna get that shit. He knew it wasn't gonna get it. See, y'all want me to fight Benavidez? I need $200 million. But you know you're not gonna get it. So Floyd Schofield, Floyd Senior talking about, yeah, we want $10 million. He knew he's not gonna get that, bro. That's how you know, Sensei, that they don't want that Abdullah Mason action. Stop playing. Put a real number out there. Come on, bro. You're making $800K. For fights. Okay, look for me over there. I'll get it for you. Look for me. You're making $800K a fight. How the hell you come up with $10 million, dude? I want to punch you in the mouth. Floyd Schofield Sr., I want to punch you in the mouth for asking for $10 million. You know damn well you're not getting it. What is he talking about? Wes Dustin, Floyd Schofield signed with Golden Boy for $5 million for 5 years. You see what I'm saying? You're making $1 million a year. A year. And you talking about you want $10 million to fight Abdullah Mason? You don't want to fight. That's what that really means. Whenever you hear a fighter who isn't making all these millions of dollars say, I want $10 million, translate that to, I don't want to fight you. Same thing. You're saying the same thing right there. We're not trying to fight you. So don't be fooled by them. So they calling them out, Yeah, but they ask for an amount of money that they're not going to get. Straight up goofballery. That's why sometimes you're like, does this person really want to fight? Or they clout chasing? Floyd Schofield don't put his name in the bag with Shakur Stevenson and make that a conversation, put his name in the bag with all these other fighters. They not fighting. And the funny thing is, y'all remember at first, before they got the fight, that Shakur was like, fight Abdullah first, get past him, and then y'all see me. And they wanted nothing to do with Abdullah. They didn't even say a number. They didn't even say it was this much. They were like, nah, we good. And then the fight fell through with Shakur. It didn't happen. Floyd supposedly got ill. Okay, cool story. And look now you're talking about you want Abdullah Mason. So I don't know, I think this is more of a strategy to keep his name out there, to keep him relevant, to keep people, talking about Floyd Schofield. I don't believe they want to fight Abdullah Mason. It's gotta be hard. It will be hard to convince me that you want that fight. Honestly, I don't see it. That's me. That's just me, my people. Clinton Dennis, I think I'm late today. We've been going down for an hour, my G. Let me keep it 100 with you. Going down for an hour. Ooh, the first goofball got taken out of here. My people, I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Y'all know what it is. We talking boxing. I'll be with you shortly. Stay tuned. And let's make these predictions, y'all. Jay Smith in the building. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on, Ryan. I'll be right back. Stay right there. Right there. Yup. My people, we back in the building, y'all. Y'all already know Jay Smith, another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoying the show. Salute to my brother Wes Dustin in the building, side, in the house, and everybody else. And salute to the goofball who got signed like on a 24-hour break. Goofball. Clifton, salute my G. Wes Dustin hasn't said it yet. He predicts an early war though. Wes Dustin, I could never see Dalton before. I've never seen Dalton before, so I can't call it. COE Films, what up, Jay? What's the deal, my G? Listen, man. And I said it before. This is a very tough fight to predict. Okay. This is a very tough fight to predict because of the styles that they both bring to the table and the skills. The skills. For those of you who have not seen Dalton Smith, I can tell you that he's the type of fighter who can box you and move around and use his legs, and he can also apply pressure. He's good, fighting, moving forward or using that lateral movement. He can do it both. We know that Sobir is a very one-sided fighter, one dimension. He's going to apply pressure, he's going to go forward, he's going to let the heads fly. That's it, he's going to go to war. But in that style, Sobir can be irresponsible with the defense. He can be irresponsible. He's been in fights where multiple times where he's getting beat, where he's getting outboxed, and boom, he's scoring a knockout. So I think this fight is going to go down to, can Dalton Smith survive the pressure that Sobir is going to apply? Because that's the one thing. I know that he's a skilled fighter, very good counter puncher, footwork, but he's never going to win with a guy like Sobir. How is he going to handle that? Zay, good morning. Yeah, I don't know much about these guys. So I'll just stay quiet. Wes Dustin, one of those Spartan warriors they be talking about. I can tell you right now, obviously Subriel Matias is a knockout artist. Most of his fights, he's won them by knockout. But Dalton Smith, he got power too. He be knocking people out too. So, and because of their styles, I said it earlier, I expect the fight to break out soon. I'm talking about in the first round, you're going to see Subriel applying pressure and attempting to land some bombs early on to set the tone. And guess what? Dalton Smith is the type of fighter to retaliate. He's the type of fighter that when you catch him, he goes right back at you. Because there's some fighters who get hit and go into a shell, go into the foot, or, get shot with that punch output. Dalton Smith is the opposite of that. You hit him, he want to hit you right back and he letting the hands fly. Clifton Dennis. Will Matias get a stoppage? We haven't seen one of those in a few fights. Dalton Smith is an undefeated fighter. It's tough to predict that an undefeated fighter is going to get stopped. And especially if you see a guy who can fight and can take a shot. Dalton Smith got both of those. This is my question right here. Can Dalton Smith survive the pressure that Subriel is going to apply? He is a very good counterpuncher. And like I said, he knows how to fight using that footwork. He doesn't have to just stand there in front of you. In that aspect, I give him an edge. Because Subriel wins applying pressure, going forward, throwing punches. He only has that one gear. So when that has not worked, he lost. We've never really seen Subriel make an adjustment where, okay, I'm getting beat, and now I'm going to fight like this. Nah, he's going to fight the same way over and over and over, and if you get him, you got him. Clifton Dennis. Will Matias get the stoppage, bro? We'll see, I don't know. The odds to me suggest that there won't be no stoppage. Win, lose, or draw, I think Subriel will have to take Dalton Smith to the cards. Not win, lose, or draw. For him to win, because I don't see it's going to be tough to knock this guy out. I think it's a more likely scenario that it goes the distance. When you have two fighters that can both take a shot, that are both elite level, you have a good possibility that it goes the distance. And that's what you got here. Two elite level guys. Wes Dustin, thoughts on the future of 140? Bro, the 140 division is crazy right now. You think of all the guys that are on there, not just because the fighters that are on there, but then when you think about the 135 pounders, that where are we going on there? So I would have to say that right now, from 130 to 154 is insane. Absolutely insane within those divisions. I'm not saying that lower divisions aren't good or higher divisions. I'm saying within those, what's going on right now, a lot of talent, bro. A lot of talent. That's what I've been telling people. There's a lot of reasons for boxing fans to be excited about boxing. Because all these young fighters that are coming up at elite level. So boxing is crazy right now, but the future of the sport is in safe hands. When you think about Carmelo Gordon, Abdul Mason, and all these other young fighters coming out. When you think about Jai Opetaia, when you think about this kid, the heavyweight, man, I can't remember the heavyweight name. You said about him yesterday. Man, Clifton Dennis. Has Dalton beaten any notable fighters? Who's his best win? Honestly, off the top of my mind, I can't say it. But I know that he has some good wins in his wrestling. But those good wins are fighters that are not famous, that are not known. And that type of case. Like, let me give you an example. If Tim Tszyu would have beat Bakra Motasalia, everybody would have said he beat nobody. But it took Bakra to beat Tim Tszyu, but people would have said, oh shit, this guy can fight. So I'm not saying that he's fighting, that this guy's, that he's beating Bakra Motasalia or anything like that. But all I'm saying is that he's beating real good fighters. He's earned his opportunity to be fighting a world champion. If you earn that opportunity, because it's different when you get an opportunity because the guy who earned it can't fight, got hurt. You see, Helena Tellez, she got an opportunity because somebody got hurt and she stepped in. So you have to take that into consideration. Dalton Smith, he earned his shot at a title in the ring, beating tough opponents. So nobody really gets it, by fighting bumps. MAW, salute Jay and chat. Smash that like button, folks. Clifton Dennis, I understand your point. My peoples, come on, man. We almost going on an hour and a half. Not even 30 likes. Not even 30 likes. It's 2026, y'all. We done with the ghost watching, my peoples. Done with the ghost watching. Hit that like button. And I said it before. Check it. Dalton Smith is somebody who will present challenges for Subriel Matias. Why? Because he's going to be the guy with the better footwork in the ring. He's going to be the guy who's going to be more versatile. So when they got that one view, he's going to go forward, he's going to throw punches. Dalton Smith can apply the pressure, or he can work off his back foot. He can use his lateral movement, that forward. And he can win like that. He has won like that. So, we're going to see. MAW, don't climb his way up to get his shot. Same with Josh Kelly. That's what I'm talking about. These guys, they earned that shot. They beat tough opponents. It's just that they didn't beat celebrities. They didn't beat famous fighters. And I think that happens a lot. We see European fighters who are really good, but we don't know them. We don't know their opponents. But you have it though. Dalton Smith is one of those guys who deserves to be there. And I'm going to say this. Take a look at least before the fight. We have days to go. At least take a look at Dalton Smith footage. Take a look. And you're going to see that this guy can fight. He got power. You see the movement. And from watching him, I think you know that he's going to be competitive versus Subriel Matias. And he even has an opportunity to win that fight. Clifton Dennis. Going through the UK is different than crossing the pond to the USA. I agree, but we've seen some cross the pond and beat everybody up too. So, it happens. We just have to see how Dalton Smith is going to handle the pressure that Subriel is definitely going to apply. Because that's the way that it's going to play out. The Leafs 24, good morning, Box Center. Salute, my G. Bam, appreciate you tuning in. You already know what it is. Another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Zay, Lennox Lewis. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Where he from? Across the pond, the UK. And you have to understand something, brother. The boxing landscape has changed a lot. Why? Look at the heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Where he from? From Europe. Look at Naoya Inoue. I'm talking about the pound for pound fighters in the world. Alexander Usyk from Europe. Naoya Inoue from Asia. Dimitri Bivol from Europe. So when you look at the pound for pound list, there's a lot of people on there that's not from this side of the pond, my brother. Boxing is very diverse, and right now there's great fighters all over the world. All over the world. Inoue, Japan. Usyk, Ukraine. Bivol, Russia. See? That shows you right there. It's not all about who's across the pond and who's not. Boxing has become a sport where training tactics and great trainers have traveled to different parts of the world, bringing different training methods and different training ways. And now you have great fighters being developed all over the world. Look at us in the Dominican Republic. Think about it. In a map where the USA is like this, the Dominican Republic will be like this. Like a little dot. Dominican Republic fits, imagine there's 50 states. Dominican Republic fits inside of Texas more than 10 times. Inside of just Texas more than 10 times. That's how small of a country it is. How does Dominican Republic get more medals in the Olympics than the USA? In the 2024 Olympics, the USA got 1 medal. Dominican Republic got 2. How does that happen? How does that even happen? So, what I'm trying to show you is that there's elite level training at the amateur level all over the world already. The head coach from the Dominican team is Cuban. Cuban. So you see this all the time where they bring some of the best coaches from around the world to different countries to train the team or to train the other coaches. The leagues. Do you think American boxing declining? Not at all. It's not that American boxing is declining, it's that the world has caught up. That's the difference. It's like basketball. The USA team is not declining. The USA basketball players are not declining. It's that the world is catching up. Now you go to the NBA, you have mad players from Europe, mad players from Asia, mad players from... So these players, they go back to their country and they play with their national team and they bring those same training methods and these coaches go back to their countries and they train the same way over there. So before you know it, NBA teams can lose to teams from Argentina, from Russia, from other countries, from China. So it's not that the USA basketball went down, it's that the other world basketball teams went up. And now with boxing, we're seeing the same thing. The other teams around the world are stepping their game up. Clifton, I agree, boxing is it's worldwide, but Mexican and USA dominate professional boxing. Well, you have to talk about divisions. Because when is the last time that you saw a heavyweight dominate in boxing? When is the last time that you saw a guy below the 130 division dominating boxing? So what you're saying is actually your opinion, bro. There's a lot of divisions where USA boxing hasn't dominated in a very, very long time. The heavyweight division being one of them. The last great heavyweight is Deontay Wilder. How many times did Wilder become undisputed? He never did that in his career. You have Alexander Usyk right now, undisputed. You have Fury, who have more title defenses and accomplished more than Deontay Wilder. So if we're talking about the heavyweight division, how are you going to say the USA is dominating? Of course not. You're not going to be able to say that. So, nah, man. Boxing is a worldwide sport, and different places, different countries are dominating different divisions. It's not just the USA. Look at Naoya Inoue. How many American boxers he faced? Put them all out. So whichever division Naoya Inoue has been on, the USA is definitely not dominating. Come on now. You can't make a biased statement just because that's how you want it to be. You gotta look at the stats. You gotta look at the different divisions. You gotta look at the different countries that's winning world titles and who's being consistent. Clifton, heavyweight USA, Ben Lacker. We haven't seen an American heavyweight champion. And the guy who seemed like he was going to take that throne was Jared Anderson. It's not just that he got beat or how he got beat, but his whole attitude about the game. The moment he said, I don't care about no title, we making money, he said something like that. I'm like, oh no, this guy's not going all the way. He ain't even making money like that. And he already talking about we got money. And it's not about titles. I was like, this guy's not going to get to the top. So who's really going to be? This guy, Richard Torres Jr., supposedly, some people think he's going to be, I don't think so. I think he's going to be a very good heavyweight. I think he could win the title. He could accomplish. But the looping punches that he be throwing on when he's running to a Usyk type of fight, he getting beat up and getting knocked out. All the looping punches that he does, nah, man, he's going to run into somebody that's going to shut that down. The least, I think they're killers overseas. They don't even match up with some guys from here. Bakram is a great example. Bakram can fight. He can fight, but let's see what's next for him and who's going to step up to the plate. He got a fight coming up, by the way, but it's an opponent that we don't really know. Like, wait a minute. Isn't Bakram fighting Josh Kelly, right? Son, I remember the Cody hyper training after he destroyed Anderson just to get KO in one round by Parker. So, I'm going to tell you like this. But Cody, he could still be a problem in the division. I think the problem with that fight is that he took it like on days' notice. Like, I remember it was like 2-3 days' notice. He wasn't going to be ready. He wasn't going to be physically ready. He went over there to lose. Clifton. But that fight was taken on short notice, days. I think it was like 2-3 days. He went over there to lose. And that's what happens when you get an opportunity to fight somebody at that level and you don't have enough time to prepare. That's what's going to happen most of the time. Sometimes you get it. Sometimes the guy or the girl who didn't really prepare like that goes out there to win, but in most cases, not. That's not the way it's going to play out. Sai, he was like 350 pounds, moving in slow motion out there. The least. I mean, matching Bakram up with American fighters. That's the thing. American fighters don't want that smoke. They don't want that action. how to spell Mark. Like, commented, and sending nothing but love to this stream. Salute, family. Bam! From one live creator to another. Keep shining. I'm live myself right now. Blessings to everyone. Salute, family. Salute. Appreciate you dropping in. And I'm sure you're having a great show as well. Ryan, what's up, boxing expert? How about Amanda Serrano, huh? Bro, that was a heck of a fight. Amanda Serrano versus Reina Tellez was a heck of a fight. The action, the yellow flow, the left hooks, the right uppercuts, to the mouthpiece, to the weight piece, to the nose piece, to the cone rolls. The ladies went at it. Simple as that. Amanda Serrano's obviously won the fight, but this was it right here. This is the type of fight that it was. When you see somebody, man, the cats is killing each other out there. Look at the cats, god damn. When you see somebody coming out of a fight looking like this, you know how it went down. Side note, what we talking about over here? To the kisser, to the mouthpiece, to the snack box, the left hooks to the cone rolls. Bro, they really went at it. Out booger. Bam, salute my brother. Okay, I'm gonna get the fan for you. Sit right there. It was a heck of a fight. It was a heck of a fight. But I am gonna say it's also one of those fights where Reina Tellez is someone we didn't know, we have never seen. We got to know, and she earned our respect. Amanda Serrano is one of the best female fighters ever. And she fought a young lady who went in there 22, 23 years old on 2 weeks notice and still gave her a heck of a fight. I was talking about, I was saying that, in my opinion, Amanda Serrano should consider retirement just because she's been in the game a long time. 40-something fights. 48 fights in her resume or something like that. She's close to 50 fights in. Been in a lot of wars. Her last few fights, her face, you can see the damage. And I don't want her to, end up with a lot of money, but you can't enjoy it because your brain is messed up. You can't even put a sentence together. You're struggling to even walk. I don't want that to happen to her. So if she's good financially, which I think she is, I think she should consider retiring from boxing, at least from stepping in the ring herself, get into the management and promotional aspect of it, and make money in different ways than stepping in the ring. Clifton Dennis. Amanda was asking in her corner if her eye was bad. She's not the same anymore. Man, listen, I'm telling you. Tail end of her career, she's taken a lot of punishment. These fights can change a fighter. She's winning, but in the process, you see how it went down. Reina Tellez landed a lot of big shots on her. Tellez was hungry. Imagine if she had a full training camp. I spoke about that earlier. On 2 weeks' notice, with only 12, 13 professional fights. If this girl had a full training camp, I don't know how this fight would have played out. The letter M, Serrano's is at the tail end, for sure. 40-some fights deep, almost 50. Been in a lot of wars. I think it's close. That's why I say, look, man, she probably made a lot of money in these last few fights. Have Jake Paul put her in a position where she's going to still be, the face of MVP or one of the people promoting MVP. Continue to make money without having to step in the ring. Ryan, yeah, she had that black eye with Katie all 3 times too, huh? For punishment. The wars with Katie Taylor took a toll. And I said, man, she took a lot of punishment in those fights. And fights that she has won. Because look at this fight right now. She won. Nobody's saying that Taylor got robbed or that she got gifted the win. She took a lot of shots. The letter F, yes. Corner should have said, yes, mija. Tu ojo está eye jamming. It was eye jamming up. Come on now. And if you was there for the live, I was calling the fight. I kept telling you guys, Reina Tellez landed that check left hook to the eyeball. I don't know how many times throughout the fight, especially over the jab. You will see Serrano with the right jab, Tellez going back, pop, with the left hook. And by the mid-rounds, you already started to see the wear and tear. Ultimately, the eye was almost completely shut. By the end of round 7, oh. So how many more fights can Amanda Serrano have and walk out of there looking like that and still be healthy, still maintain her health? That's going to be something to consider because, you know, like I said, man, she's not no spring chicken. Serrano's been around for a long time. Been in a lot of fights. Been in a lot of wars. So I think the point in her career is now where she has to consider how many more times can I do this? Clifton Dennis. Why do tough fights change fighters so much? Different reasons. Tough fights can, and I love that question, my brother. That's a real good question. You came through with a good one. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the best answer that you're gonna get for that question. And here it is. Tough fights change a fighter physically and mentally. So I'm gonna give you the breakdown for both of them. First, I'm gonna give you mentally. How do they break a fighter down mentally? Example or Exhibit A, Adrian Broner. What happened when he was involved with that tough fight with Marcos Maidana? We never saw that same Broner again. After that, every fight we're like, come on, Broner, let your hands go. Come on, Broner, no punches, bro. Broner, come on. That's it. Broner took what was an embarrassing beating, and after that, it messed him up psychologically because he focused too much on trying not to get beat up. Look at his fight with Manny Pacquiao. He felt like he won. I beat that boy. He felt like he won. You know why he felt like he won? Because he didn't get beat up like Maidana beat him up. That's why he felt like he won. So Broner was, you know, such a good, sharp boxer. But the moment that he became shy with his punch output, it all changed for him. He was never the same. So when you take a nasty beating or you're involved in a tough fight, it could make you become a lot more defensive. It could make you a lot more hesitant. Because remember, when you're letting your hands go, and you don't think about this as a fighter, right? But if I'm on a forehead combination, pop, 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 like every time I let my hands go, it's four hits, right? Pop, 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 pop. Every time it's a forehead combination. You know what that means? That means I feel real confident. Because if I'm not in the midst of that forehead combination, I'm thinking it's going to go bam, 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 and catch a counter. So if you're hesitant about that counter, now you're throwing one or two punches at a time. So again, a tough fight like that can mess you up psychologically. But how can it mess you up physically? Because I said that too, right? Simple. You watch a fighter who's taking some big shots, boom, boom, and he's in it, boom, 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 he's in it, fighting back. But then, after a few of those tough fights, the same punch that he's taken a million times, boom! That same punch that you've seen him eat, like it's a soft shell taco, now got him rolling around the canvas like a goofball. Why? Because a tough fight can also affect your punch resistance. So no longer can you take these big shots that you used to. Now they wobble your legs. Now they make you retreat. Now you hurt when you wasn't before. So it changes you, because when you was early in your career, you took those big shots, boom, boom, you still kept going forward. But now when you took those big shots, boom, boom, ooh, your knees get wobbly. So now you go into your footwork, you go into your shell, because you don't got the same strength to absorb the punishment like you used to. That's why fighters have to make adjustments when they get older. If they don't, they get knocked out. When you get older, your cardio has to be crazy. Your footwork has to be crazy. You're gonna need it. If you don't have it, your ass is cooked. You can't just stand there and bang it out with somebody that's gonna be younger and stronger. So the reality is that a tough fight can change a fighter, physically and mentally. Ryan, look at B-Hop. And Bernard Hopkins is one of the few fighters. He's the oldest champion in the world. But he's one of the few fighters who's been able to fight at the highest level like that, at that age, and have success. You're not going to see it often. You're not going to see a guy north of 40 years old winning at the highest level. It just doesn't happen, my people. Zay, I don't want to see Broner ever in that ring again. Damn, I seen a video of Broner. Supposedly he was walking around in Vegas asking people to hook him up with some alcohol. Shit was crazy to see. Ryan, exquisitely preserved. Bernard Hopkins, man, but he's done a great job of taking care of his body throughout his career. And that's what you see with the great fighters. BBO Sports TV, salute my brother, bam! That's what you see with the great fighters, that they're able to maintain their body better than the average Joe. When you're talking about greatness, think about Michael Jordan. He was known to be in his own training camp in the off season while everybody else was on vacation. People in a cruise, traveling the world. Michael Jordan is in his own training camp, getting ready for the season. Same thing with LeBron James. Then you look at Floyd Mayweather, who's known. People have told Zach Judah told the story how he is in camp with Floyd, and he get a call at 2 in the morning. Yo, get up. What you mean get up, bro? It's 2 in the morning. Yeah, we're gonna go run right now. Huh? Yeah, hurry up. We gotta go run. I mean, shit. Floyd Mayweather get up at 2 in the morning to go run while everybody's sleeping. Then come back, rest, go to sleep, then get up, do a workout in the morning. Then later in the daytime. It's different. It's different. Think about it. Have you ever seen a picture of a fat Floyd Mayweather with a big gun or out of shape? And damn, Floyd Mayweather got fat. Have you ever seen that in your whole life? So Floyd has taken care of his body in such a way that he was able to compete at the highest level in his 40s. Everybody can't do that. It's only the people that maintain their body that way who can pull those things off. Look at, for example, the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. You ever seen an image of a fat Tom Brady? Well, I don't know how he looks now. If you ever saw a fat Tom Brady while he was a quarterback, out of shape. And he was never a muscular guy or anything like that. But you never saw him gain weight and get big. Come on now. Mr. Bonilla, who said practice? Come on, man. We talking practice? Zay, Broner's actually in the gym, getting in shape. He's clean again. I don't know, bro. I saw a video that seems to have been recent. Him and Vegas wilding out. Mr. Bonilla, Tom Brady looking good, no homo. He's big on health, you see? And that allowed him to be the greatest quarterback of all time. I'll be honest with you, Zay. When it comes to AB, I have to see him. I have to see him in the room. It's hard to believe in him because how many times, man, I'm tired of hearing AB got clean. And then days later, he's already on some shit in the streets. So I gotta see it, man. Clifton Dennis, I hope Dennis stops getting fat because he works hard when he's in camp. And something that I want to point out, that's a trap young fighters could fall into. And is them gaining a bunch of weight between fights because they can burn it off. They got the scale, that's easy work. I burned those 20, 30 pounds off, whatever it is. That's a bad trap to fall into, and I'm gonna tell you why. Fighters get used to this notion. I seen this MMA guy, Paddy the Baddy. Paddy the Baddy get mad fat between fights because he can lose it. And I'm gonna tell you why that's horrible. When you're young, you could get away with it because you could lose the weight fast, right? But what they're gonna find out, they get used to doing that because they feel like I'm gonna get away with it. But what they don't realize, when they get older, it's a lot harder to lose that weight. So when they get older and they gotta drop 30 pounds, you know what happened? It takes mad long, mad struggle to drop that 30 pounds. So instead of you been sparring, working on your technique, working on your counter punches and all that, you're trying to drop that weight. Now, instead of spending this much time cutting the weight and this much time preparing, you spend this much time preparing because you needed this much time to cut the weight. You needed a lot more. And then you also get to the fight drained. So that's a problem. See, people use the term weight bully when it fits their narrative. They don't realize how many fighters got their ass kicked because they showed up to the fight drained. They didn't have shit. What happened? He's supposed to be a weight bully. Isn't Kurt Schooley supposed to be a weight bully? What happened in his last fight? Right? Got beat up. So it's not about being a weight bully. It's about, can you make that weight and be safe and be strong? So when you think somebody being a weight bully, they weight drain, they not strong, they weak, they not the same. Big True, I know Paddy. We tapped in from UK. Whoa, Paddy the Baddy. Salute to Paddy, man, but he gotta stop. Tell him to stop gaining all that weight between fights. I don't know. Mr. Bonilla, it's not easy beating addiction to then get back in the gym. Broner needs time to heal. He needs time to become a better person. He has to love himself. Then maybe he can come back. What Adrian Broner needs is therapy, rehab, and a team of people that's going to support the healing process. As long as he's going to be out on the streets and getting high and partying and living that lifestyle, We ain't gonna see no change from AB. That's just the reality. Big true, real talk. Zay, that gets me because Shakur walks around 160, 165 and weighs in at 135. But that's the usual. That's the usual. I'm 30 pounds that you're talking about. That's where you see everybody at. But as you get older, you gotta stay closer to your weight. If you don't, you're gonna be cooked. The least. Broner's done, dog. Look at Tank Davis. Tank Davis be walking around 160s, 170s too. And he fight at 135. Clifton Dennis. Shakur fight when he should. Of course. You gotta see that he, look, if you see Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, they've been gradually moving up in weight classes. Devin Haney had to move up all the way to welterweight. Look how big he's gotten. Now Tank Davis is the one who stood at 135 for 5 years. That's tough to listen. If you're in your mid-20s, Tank Davis moved to 135 at 25 years old. He's 30 now. Think about when you were 25 versus when you was 30. Your body changes. You got a different frame. You know how hard it will be for Tank to make 135 right now? I'm not telling you that he can't make it. He can make it. But he's not going to be at 100% strength. If he stays at 135, he might start going the distance with that because he won't be able to knock him out because he's weight drained. Thus, he got to go to 140. The least 24, Shakur big for 35. Good moving. Good, he moving. He's going to be at 140 next. But Tank Davis is also too big for 135. That's why he's moving up. You think he's just moving up because he wants to? He can't make 135. And you know what's funny about that? I told you guys before, and this was like one of my best predictions that people didn't catch. I said, guys, Tank Davis will either have to retire or move to 140. He's not going to be able to keep making 135. From 25 to 30 years old, still making the same weight, your body grew, your frame grew, and you're still making the same weight. Now it's tough. The least 24, Tank small though. Tank is not small, he's just short. Don't get it twisted. Tank is not small. He's short. Look at his body, look at his frame. Tank got bigger shoulders than Devin, bigger shoulders than Shakur. He's not small, he's short. But look at his frame, his shoulders. Come on now. He a big dude. Short, but he got a big frame. You're confusing short with being big or small. Nah, Tank is not short. Tank is not small. He got a big frame. He got big shoulders. He got a big ass head. Look at his head, man. Head twice as big as his opponents. Come on now. He got a bigger head than Devin Haney, bigger head than Shakur Stevenson. All right, there, tough. Tank is a... See, that's the thing. When you're a fan of a fighter, you measure him differently. If he wasn't a fan of him, he'll win good. Look, Tank would be the definition of somebody that you could say he's a weight bully. Because he's fighting guys that are from a weight class where he's a lot naturally bigger than they are. He's naturally bigger. The guy goes up into the 160s and 170s. For other fighters, they get big. For Tank, he get fat. You somehow make it different. You see, if Shakur gains 20 pounds, that's different. If Tank gains 20 pounds, but he just getting fat, that's different though. Come on, bro. Tank is a weight bully. He cannot, and here's what you don't understand, the leagues. He cannot make 135. He's gonna starve himself into 135 to satisfy what you want to believe. He has to move up to 140. He don't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice, the least. What? Like, be realistic, bro. 135 is a weight that you see 12, 13-year-old kids walking around. At 30 years old, you're not making no 135 if you've been this since you was 25, bro. It's not even realistic. It's not even realistic to think that you're 25, making 135, and that at 35 years later, when your body got bigger, you're still making the same 135. It's not even realistic. All you have to do is look at the fighters who moved up to 135 and see how long they was able to stay in that division before moving up. Ain't nobody staying there for no 5 years, man. No matter how many excuses you make about the body, no, he just get fat. Ain't nobody staying in that division for no 5 years, bro. Look at all the active fighters who moved up from it. How long they was 135 for? Look at Devin, look at Shakur, look at Tia. How long they stood at 135 for? Tank been there for 5 years. I knew he wasn't going to be able to keep making it. Regardless of why you think he can't, I predicted it. And by the way, my peoples, you can even look it up. One morning, we kicked off boxing for breakfast, right? And I told you guys, my peoples, Tank Davis is not going to be able to make 135 anymore. I promise you this. When I said this to you guys, that was right after the Lamar Roach and you know, the Lamar Roach rematch was in the air. We didn't know what was going to happen. And I told you guys, no way Tank is going to keep making 135. He can't. He's too big. His body's too big. He can't keep making the same weight for over 5 years. It's just not possible. Your physical frame, that's why I always ask people, think about your own body when you was 25 versus you when you was 30. Our body changes, my people. 30 versus 25, none of you weigh the same naturally. At 30, that you weigh that 25. Unless you're an athlete and you stay on it. So the leagues, that's what you don't want to accept. Nobody naturally is the same at 25 or 30. Nobody. If you're making the same weight that you was at 25, of course you're going to struggle. Your body changed, but you keep making the same weight. It doesn't work that way in the leagues. When you're 25, you eat a sandwich, it's good. When you're 30, you eat a sandwich, you gain 2 pounds. Your body's different. Your body is different when you're 30 years old. So 30-year-old Tank, as little as you want him to be, you can't make 135 anymore. You gotta deal with that. The way you keep saying that he's little, but he cannot make 135 anymore. So what you're saying is not supported by the facts. It's more supported by you being a Tank Davis fan. And that's what you want to believe. Like, he is different. He just gets fat. Can't make weight anymore, brother. You just have to accept it. That's why you're going to have to. No choice but to move to 140. No choice. Shaggy. Yes, he did. I heard it here. And the funny thing about it is, bro, when I told you guys that he was not going to be able to make weight anymore, I swear to you, in case you don't remember, that same day in the afternoon, Tank posted that he was either going to move to 140 or fight Manny Pacquiao. I never had a prediction become accurate so quick. Never seen it. First time that I've seen a prediction. I'm making it this morning and I see it come to light in the afternoon. Come on now. Go get the money. Yeah, those dogs at 140 now. The league. Coach Cal says he's small, he can't move up. So the leagues, what are you going to say about that comment when his next fight is at 140? How is that comment going to make you feel that you was pushing for what Coach Cal said and they announced that he's fighting at 140. Are you gonna remind us that you made that comment, or are you just gonna act like you never just said that? Doesn't matter what anybody said, bro. Do I need to sit here and start telling you all this shit that people say that don't happen the way they said? That's irrelevant. Tank Davis told you that he's fighting at 140 next. Think about that. You're going with what Coach Cal said over what Tank said? Who's the boss over here in the leagues? Don't try to cling on to what you want to believe so badly. Tank Davis posted himself. I'm going to 140, 140, Manny Pacquiao. Himself out of his own Twitter. And you talking about what Coach Cal said. Come on, bro. You playing. You playing, bro. Go get the money. Don't believe Tank Team when they been saying he's a true 130 pounder. Walking around at 180 and shit. Clifton Dead. Do you think him moving up has something to do with prepping for Jake Paul? Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. I'll remind you why. Tank Davis posted that he was going to 140 for fighting Manny Pacquiao before Jake Paul was in the picture. Jake Paul was in the picture. What actually happened is Lamar Roach rematch was in the picture. And then Tank Davis said he's going to 140 for fighting Pac-Man, which let us know that he wasn't going to do the rematch. That's it. He walked away from the rematch. Jake Paul came afterwards. So Tank Davis moving to 140 had absolutely nothing to do with move up a new division because I got to prep for Jake Paul. That doesn't even make sense, bro. To be honest, that doesn't even make sense. Jake Paul was next. Why would you prep for 140 division when you're not going to fight at the 140 division? You're going to fight Jake Paul. That doesn't even make no sense. Mr. Bonilla, there's a big difference in fighters who fight at 135 versus those who fight at 140. Example, when Mario Barrios fought Tank, and Mario looked huge. Tank Davis is going to end up at 140. He's going to end up in the 140 division. Whether you guys accept it or not, 30-year-old cannot keep making 135. It's simple logic. What I'm telling you is not even complicated. Think about your body when you was 30, when you was 25, and your body when you was 30. You have the same body. So if you want to make the same weight that you were when you were 25, you're going to struggle to make that. I don't know why people can't comprehend that simple logic. I told you guys Tank Davis was not going to be able to keep making 135. He's going to have to move to 140. Lo and behold, he announced it himself. He himself said, I'm going to do it. The Lee Strong fought to fight Pacquiao. That fight is not going to happen anymore. Manny Pacquiao never said that he was going to fight Tank Davis. He said that he would fight at 140 or Manny Pacquiao. Do you see that? Don't skip the order. The 140 division, but if I get a shot at the GOAT, I'm fighting him. Nothing complicated about that. The leagues, listen, as a Tank Davis fan, I know that you want to fight hard for his honor. You want to defend at all costs. I get that, bro. He's going to 140 because he can't make 135. I don't know how to explain that, how to make you accept it. It is what it is. You'll never see him at 135 again. It is what it is. You have to accept it. Zay, he already fights at 140. Well, we can't say that he already fights at 140 because the last fight was with Lamar Roach at 135. So we got to see what division is Tank Davis officially going to fight in next. I'm saying it's going to be at 140. But I'm not just the one saying it. He said it himself. Tank Davis posted that himself. Miss Bonilla. Look at Diego Haney. He was big for 135 or 140. 140 is a weird weight class where big guys can shrink down to that weight class. But Devin Haney in the welterweight division looked the best we've ever seen him. He looked like the best version of Devin Haney we ever seen. So it showed us that instead of him trying to be a weight bully at 135 or 140, he goes to 147, and look, he put Brian Norman Jr. on his ass. He looked good, sharp, strong, fast. That's his weight. He found it. He found where his body is comfortable, and he performed at the highest level that he can. Found it right there. Clifton Dennis. I was saying that because he would have had to put on pounds to fight Jake. Losing it could be difficult. But the problem with what you're saying, my brother, is that losing it to fight after, that would have meant that he knew he was going to fight Jake Paul. He did not. Jake Paul wasn't in the picture, wasn't in the cards when he said that he was going to 140. So why would you announce that you're going to 140 if you don't even know that you're going to fight Jake Paul? Jake Paul wasn't part of that announcement. His expectations were that he was either going to fight at 140 or Manny Pacquiao. That was the announcement. How are you bringing Jake Paul into that when Jake Paul wasn't in the picture? Now, and this is an assumption from my end, right? They sent an offer to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was asked, and he said, I'm not fighting him. And then that's when they moved on to the possibility and the deal with Jake Paul. So when he says, I'm going to 140 or fight Manny Pacquiao, Jake Paul wasn't even in the equation. So you say, no, but why did you going to fight Jake Paul? And going down and wait. How? He didn't even know he was going to fight Jake Paul. Isn't it the more logical explanation? Look at the conspiracy that you're getting into my brother. No, but why if he already knew that he was going to fight this guy, so therefore he knew that he was going to be hard to drop the weight. So that's why he's saying the 140. Huh? That's a lot of conspiracy you got going on over there, my brother. Isn't it a lot more simple to say, yeah, the guy's been at 135 for 5 years, 30 years old, he can't make it anymore, so he's moving up. Simple logic. That's why I say no conspiracies, no making stuff up out of thin air. Simple logic, bro. You coming up with all of these scenarios that don't even exist. The League's 24. I guess we'll have to see what happens. No, I guess we'll have to see what you're going to say when Tank announced that he's fighting at 140. Are you going to start a new narrative about, oh man, he's too little in that division? What are you going to, because with your approach, I doubt that you're going to say, yeah, I was wrong, man, I was wrong. You could have made that weight. I can't see you saying that, the League's 24. I can't picture you saying, yeah, I was wrong. He was too big for that weight class. So your only narrative that you're going to have left is, oh man, he moved up, but he's too small. He shouldn't be there. Damn. No other fighter you do that for but for Tank Davis. Only for Tank Davis will you ever do that for. Zay. I think Tank ducking that 135 division. 135 class has a lot of young good fighters. I mean, bro, look at 140. 140 stacked. And now you got Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez both at 140. So that 140 division is not a game right now either, bro. The League's 24. So if he rematch Roach, is going to be at 140. The League's 24. You saw Lamar Roach fighting Pitbull Cruz at 140. I'm pretty sure you saw that fight. It was at 140. So where else would they rematch each other if Lamar Roach is already fighting at 140? Take or what? If I'm telling you that Tank is going to 140 and Roach already fought at 140, take a guess. What do you think they're going to rematch? Take a wild guess. Mr. D. Bonilla. Yes. Dev stood too long at 135. I'm not going to say that he stood there too long, but I am going to say that right now, at his age, he should be at the welterweight division, and he is. He is. Zay Davis fought Mario Barrios at 140 and beat him. Fought Mario Barrios at 140, beat him, but he's too small. He's too small for 140. Tank Davis walks around in the 170s, even the 180s, beat a 140 pounder who then became a world champion after that, but he's too small for 140. I've never seen another fighter in my life that their fans make an argument like that. Never. When y'all seen another fighter, whose fans like, man, he's too little, he shouldn't be fighting there. No, he's too little, he gotta stay there. When you ever seen that, my people? I challenge you to name one fighter. Yo, look at this. Look how interesting it is. Tank Davis is too little, he can't move up. Yo, now you know it started boxing, what, at 112? And they was asking him to move up and fight Tank at 135. He's not too little for Tank. Look how interesting it is. Tank Davis fans want the little guy to move up and fight him. But they don't want him to move up and fight guys when he already walking around in the 160s and 170s. No, he's little though, that's different. His fat is different than other people's fat. Clifton Denny. When Tank was 170, he was doing foolish stuff. We haven't seen that in 6-7 years. Yeah, bro, but Tank still be walking around in the 160s. He not, look, here's the bottom line. I predicted that he was not going to be able to keep making 135, and he's not going to keep making 135. You're going to see him, mark my words. You're going to see Tank Davis at 140. That's it. That's where you're going to see him at. And he's going to have success. He's going to win. He's going to win big fights. I'm not telling you that he's going to go to 140 and lose and be a different Tank Davis. Tank is going to do what Tank does. He's going to do what he does. He's going to continue. You see, for him to continue to knock people out, he also got to make to 140. Because now when you start weight draining yourself to make that 135, you're not going to have the power to be able to take those people out with one shot. That's going to be done and over with. So we're going to get Tank at the 140 division, and he's going to be one of the guys trying to take over. Because I told you guys, the next face of boxing is a small group which is going to come out of there. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Joram Bruce Ennis, the Mexican Monster. One of those guys is going to emerge as the face of boxing. So right now, they're all gunning for that spot. Tank Davis, he's inactive right now, but the moment that he jumps in the mix and starts winning, he's also one of those guys. Go get the money. Yeah, that makes sense. Pitbull. Pitbull can actually get a full training camp to prepare for Tank. I mean, it could be an interesting fight, but Tank is going to beat Pitbull. Easy work. Probably beats him easier than the first time around. John Pound 140 is going to be loaded. That's a fact. That's a fact. Pitbull Cruz versus Tank Davis. It's an interesting fight. Tank beat him with one hand in the first one. Second fight, he beat him easy. Raul Pacheco, I think 140 has hit. It's got to be way harder. I mean, once Tank Davis move up to the 140 division, he's going to be fighting bigger opponents, stronger opponents, guys who can take bigger shots. So of course it's going to be tougher, but it's going to be about the skill. We know about Tank's ring IQ, counter-punching abilities, everything that he brings to the table. Tank has all the tools and resources to continue to have success on 40. Let's just see if we finally get those big fights that we've been asking for. Are we going to get Tank versus Shakur? Are we going to get Tank versus Teofimo? Are we going to get Tank versus Devin? All of these fights that we want to see. Because this is the reason why Tank has caught a lot of hate from fans and a lot of flack. Because we want him to fight these guys, and he, for whatever reason, hasn't. But let's see what Tank is going to bring to the table in 2026. We already know he's one of the best in the game. Come on. It's just a matter of fighting these guys that we want to see him fight with. But Tank is one of the best. We have to be honest about that, right? John Pound, will Tank hit harder at 140? Yes. He will hit harder at 140 for sure. John Pound, Tank, and Gary would be fired. And I would love to see Tank Davis versus Gary Antoine Russell. Love that fight. And it can happen. They're both PBC fighters. Go get the money. I believe Tank will still have to pop at 140 for sure. But those guys at 140 won't be drained like those 135 opponents. No, you're going to be facing bigger, stronger guys. So Riel Matias is at 140, by the way. There's a lot of big guns in that division. Let's see how this all plays out. My peoples, we're about to end this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in this morning. While I'm doing this outro, you can still hit that like button and help me get to 30, man. God, I laid over 2 hours of cooking this healthy dosage of sweet science, and I didn't get to 30 likes. Give me the 30 before I get the hell out of here, man. Let me get these shout-outs real quick. John Perrin was in the building. Go get the money. Raul Pacheco, en la casa. Who else was in here, man? Clifton Dennis. What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. J.D. Zadejas, one of the best in the game. The least 24. Certified Tankomaniac. Zay was in the building. Come on, my peoples. Appreciate every single one of you dropping in. Y'all know what it is, man. Boxing for Breakfast would not be the same without you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Jay Dixon has God bless Jay Smith and the Box Center family. And yo, salute to everybody who tuned in on Box Center 2.0 too. I appreciate it. My people subscribe to Box Center 2.0. You know you're gonna get that action over there. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Listen. Subiel Matias, Dalton Smith is going down on Saturday. You're about to get that smoke. The least Tankomaniacs assemble. My brother, it's all love. You know what it is, man. Always appreciate you coming through, sharing what you're thinking, your opinion. That's why I appreciate you, my G. And everybody else, remember, Boxing for Breakfast is not about us agreeing with each other. It's not about us saying the same thing. It's about us sharing our whether we agree or not. So salute to everybody, man. I'm getting the hell out of here. Make sure you enjoy your breakfast. Make sure you enjoy your day. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I don't know, for those of you who tuned in earlier, I showed you my little workout routine before coming on the show, what I do, how I prepare. I'm gonna start doing that. Boxing 2.0, you're going to be seeing the behind the scenes. So before I start the show, I'm going to always go live on there just to let you know what I'm doing before kicking off the show. Okay, go right there. Sit right there. So again, one love to everybody who tuned in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, man. Same time. Golf balls. I'm out of here, my people. One love to everybody, man. Bam. Jay Smith signing off. Here we go. There you have it, my peoples. That was another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. You guys got the behind the scenes, so you saw the preparation, the little workout routines to get the blood flowing, to get the body going. And ultimately, that's the show right there. I hope you guys enjoyed the behind the scenes. I hope you enjoyed the show, the trash talking, the debate, everything that went down. Tomorrow, we're gonna do it again. Let's see, maybe I'll give you guys another behind the scenes, let you know what exactly I do before I get on this show and give you boxing for breakfast. I'm out here, my peoples. Once again, Jay Smith signing off. Peace.